Hey traders, just want to look at Bitcoin and talk about it and the uptrend we've been in, right, for so long, making adjustments here and there, but as you can see, no more adjustments can be made at this point at all right, where we are now officially outside of this uptrend, right? This is the daily time scale, BIFINX. And as you can see right there, that little breaking point at 99.24, that was the trend line. And you're out, and you closed outside yesterday, and you've continued to follow through a little bit, some price action. And, I'd like to say there's, got good news, bad news. It was like there was bad news, but then there was even more bad news where, as you can see, Bitcoin has fallen below critical supports, 9,600 that it held so well. You're out of it. You're below it. Trying to hold on to something, I guess. March 11th, 2018, but not a very strong support. And you're getting closer to the previous double bottom areas, right, that are right here. Right around 9,100. Haven't quite hit that yet, but slowly but surely working on it. Unfortunately, on the daily, Bitcoin is back into bearish territory finally, right? We're at 37. Anything 40 or below is bearish. You're now in it, inside the bearish zone, and you haven't seen levels like that since, well, February of 2019. This was before the run. This is when the run started, February 8th. And now here we are, right? Look at this. And so everything just completely, in a way, rounded out, didn't it? Jeez, man. So here we are, and this means that if market participants wanted this price to fall even more, there's plenty of room to run to the downside before you become oversold. So not really what you're looking for on the RSI if you're wanting Bitcoin to rise to higher prices. Okay, so next real support, if you can't hold the double bottom, is going to be 8,500. Okay, 84 to 8,500. Yep, candle close and wicks. So look out if you can't hold here. Okay, remember you need to take away is 9,000, 9,100. Incredibly important. If we can hold above that, okay, another higher low somehow, and maybe a harmonic too. And this is why I wanted to look at this first, because I do think there is potential. I know the bat's dead, right? The potential bat never came to fruition, which is fine. We theorycraft, and we're looking for pivot points. And we had one initially at an 80% retrace, but just couldn't find the demand. The market gave it a shot, man. The market really did try to pivot and rally a couple times, but then consecutive lower highs in the short term, manifested into the market participants looking for more demand on the asset because there wasn't enough. All right, so the price has dropped. If you remember what really happened, it's so cool, dude. It really is. These harmonics are beautiful. I mean, the bearish Gartley, look, from 10,677, hit it perfectly and went all the way down from that high to 93.25. The square ups happened. Now there's a square up to the upside. Eventually you might get that, a retest or something. But as it stands now, you dumped, sideways consolidation, you dumped again, and now you're showing positive momentum with very, very weak price action. That's not really what you're looking for, even on the 60-minute, man. No divergence. And so you make another, at this point, you just think that with positive memo, if we sold off to lower lows, then you would eventually get some bullish diversion on the 60-minute. But that stuff, it doesn't, it may work out and play out, but it doesn't take you very far. That's why you're always looking for bullish divergence on the 4-hour or the daily, which, not even close. All right, so on the 4-hour, with the harmonic, this potential bearish cipher now, okay, this is the new idea. And again, we're not, look, these patterns are meant, it worked out here. It sure as heck worked out here. All right. To some extent, it had the 7861618 confluence, but regardless, X, A, B, C, D, we're looking for the C pivot point, and we knew there was always a chance that this potential pattern could become invalidated, and we could be finding maybe a bearish cipher now. And so the zone for the pivot point, the minimum to max, is right here. Okay, so you're pretty much at it, but not quite there. All right, so we're looking between 92.69 and 88.70. All right, we're talking from A to B, the fib extension, 113% retrace, which is right here. They could go all the way down to the 1414, which is at, again, 88.70 or so. All right, so this is where we could find a pivot point before another rally for the last leg. It seems like B to C is still working. All right, we're still looking for that pivot. It just never happened. Okay, so don't become discouraged or anything, but still think in time. Even if we're to go much lower, I think before we would go much, much lower, we might pivot and have a nice rally to maybe just make a lower high. Okay. But yeah, it's really not looking great on the daily where you are. Just just talking about old supports that were being held. Look how many times you held it. Again, this may have just been absorption, right? Where you're at a critical support, and there's a lot of things going on at critical supports. People, covering their shorts from the top. Other people taking longs, limit buys, all kinds of things going on at this area. And all the buy orders, they got broken, right? All the orders got filled, and there was no more demand at this price. No one else wanted, Bitcoin at 10K. They wanted at lower prices. So on the order book, there was no more Bitcoin at 10K. It was at lower prices. People wanted Bitcoin at 9,500. All right. And so, yeah, there's very little buying pressure coming in, leading you to believe that maybe there's more selling ahead of us. Okay. But for now, the consolidation after the uptrend is still going. Uptrend's not really, it's not, maybe the geometrical uptrend's in trouble, but we're talking about, breaking below 9,000. Not good, right? Breaking below 7,500, all but over. The trend's pretty much done at that point. Okay, so you really need to stay above your previous local bottoms you created on the way up, because when you start breaking those and then back testing them and then selling off again, that is where you start reversing your trend. Your trend is going the other way now. All right, just like I went here, man. Right? You ran up. How it all started for Bitcoin with the Gartley. You ran up, you couldn't break the previous high. You sold off a little bit, that's okay. Accumulation, the higher lows. You blasted off the upside. And what'd you do? You made higher highs than your previous highs for the first time. Then you rallied on up, and what'd you do? You broke above previous highs from before. Then you back tested them, and then ran again. Couldn't hold it here for, but that's okay. You fell below it, higher lows, and then ran again and broke above previous highs. And you do that over and over and over, and that's a trend. All right? Wow, man. So much, look at the Momo shift and the relative strength on the daily. Jeez. Again, haven't seen RSI this week since February 6th, 2 days before liftoff. Okay. So just wanted to give you an update. I don't know, man. It's Bitcoin, and it's been selling off, and it's below 10K. So the consolidation downtrend that you're in continues, or look for a pivot point, but there's no divergence on the 60-minute, 4-hour, or daily right now. So that just means that there might be more downside potential. Okay. If you enjoyed the static video, hit that like button, that bell, that sub. Please leave a comment in the description below. I'll see you live later. So until next time, respect the TA.